This is not the internet. This is the Metaverse. Hello pioneers. Today we're going to talk about the tokenization of assets and what the upgrade to Protocol 19 means for the Pi network. So we've seen this before where I've made a comparison between the obvious comparison between Stellar and Pi network. On the Stellar network, they can do 200 transactions per second. And this is iterated on the Pi network as 1,000 transactions per block and one block every 5 seconds. So if we do 1,000 by 5, we get the 200 TPS. In June of this year, Stellar upgraded to Protocol 19, which included bridges to other blockchains, key recovery solutions, and payment channels. Now I've shown you this before, where all the Stellar bridges over to all the other chains like Ethereum, Polkadot. This bringing the Forex market onto DeFi, and this connects back into ISO 20022 and the INAPA organisation. If we look at this a bit more, I've upgraded this. We've had a few announcements from Zinfin, so you can now see the connection back through to R3 Quarter with Impel, and with one chain, it's got connections to Avalanche, Polygon, and Binance chain, with another 15 they have access to as well. Now let's look at payment channels. All right, what does payment channels bring? All right, well, this is bringing layer 2 solutions through Starlight, and this has been currently benchmarked at 1.19 million transactions per second. So this is a huge increase in speed. And once this comes over to Pi network and we upgraded Protocol 19, we'll get the exact type of speed. So here we have a wallet on the Stellar network, and here you can see Stellar projects. They've minted their own tokens and some NFTs that get displayed in the wallet. Now, can we mint tokens on the Pi network? Right. Well, some inside information I have is that last week I was approached by one of the Pi projects to do some work for them. And what was interesting was they didn't offer to pay me in Pi coins. Right? They offered to pay me in their own tokens that they said they were going to mint come OpenNet. So that was very interesting. We've seen before on the Pi Block Explorer where some of these assets came across from the Stellar network when they forked the blockchain. So we know we can actually mint tokens. And once we do, then your wallet will start to look like this, where we've got project tokens in there and also NFT assets. Now, normally, we've seen with Ethereum how they projects mint their own tokens using smart contracts, but under the Stellar network, you don't have to do that. Right? The process is very simple. We just create an issuer account, we create a distribution account, we establish a trust line, and then we generate our tokens. Now, trust lines might be a bit new to you, but they're essentially that anytime someone sends you tokens from a newly minted project, you have to establish a trust line to allow it to go into your wallet. Right, so it's a good mechanism. Now we know that we can mint tokens. With Pi Metaverse, this is the Tokenomics model that I'm going to use to mint tokens. So I'm going to have 100 million max supply. 75% will go out to pioneers, 5% to the board, 10% to core team, 5% marketing, and 5% for research and development. There will be no ICO and no pre-sale. The reason for this is the same reason that the core team isn't doing it. If you do things like that, then you start to come into trouble with, doing things like selling unlicensed securities. Right? So this is obviously something that, we don't want to do. So now we know that we can mint our own tokens for our projects when we reach open mainnet. How do we get these tokens out in the wild? Well, we use decentralized exchanges. All right. The problem with centralized exchanges is that they have custodianship of your tokens, whereas under decentralized exchanges, it's all peer-to-peer. If we have a look at here, this is Stellar X on the Stellar system. You know, they do all peer-to-peer here. You just you know, do your trades, and things are executed wallet to wallet. The Pi ecosystem, you know, I've set this up before, the Pi exchange. If we look in here, you know, similar sort of thing. You've got all your token assets. You unlock your wallet, connect it to the system, and from here, you know, you can conduct all your trades. Now, what else can we do with tokenization of assets? All right, well, this one is Maroon Lounge. All right, so with the Maroon Lounge, all right, same deal. We come in here, we can log into our wallet, connect, and now we can see, you know, our own personal assets as NFTs. All right, and once we've got this on the blockchain, you know, now we can start to do our own trades between each other again in a peer-to-peer fashion. And since I've got the browser open here, I just thought I'd share this as well. This is just a website I've done, so I'm currently going out through Adelaide, Australia, and trying to see if there's any merchants out there we can get onto the Pi blockchain. At the moment, I'm approaching some pretty high-profile ones, you know, Ferrari and Lamborghini and all those types of things. And, you know, we'll see how we go. So this week's an exciting week with the launch of 2 malls. We've got Pi Barter Mall launching. Well, I think they've launched already. I had a look at their app already, and there's no test bars on there. Still in Chinese, so I can't really confirm anything there by making any orders. And we've got the Pi Chain Mall coming online on the 25th. So this is going to be great. We'll finally be able to test out some of our Pi with some transactions. A couple other malls I noticed were Steam and Dubai Pi Mall. I don't know much about these. We're not even sure if the Dubai Pi Mall's even going to be real, but it does have an opening date, so it's worth reporting on. One of the beauties of having these malls is obviously that, you know, they give a bit of protection between buyer and seller. And, you know, by holding the funds and making sure deliveries are made and all that type of thing, you know, gives us some sort of recourse. But what can we do in the peer-to-peer space? Right, well, I've seen another thing launched called Piscrow, which is offering escrow services for the peer-to-peer. Right, and this is fantastic. You know, you can create an escrow. When the seller posts your goods out to you, right? He can do a claim, and then once you've received your goods, you can release the funds. So you know, congratulations to the core team who created this, because this is a really great functional app for our peer-to-peer transactions. Couple of more travel services, one in Philippines and Vietnam. I don't know a lot about them, but again, they seem to be selling travel services worldwide, so that's great. I've reached out to the one in the Philippines, so I just haven't heard back from them yet. So this is good news. And the last one here is one called PinnyPie, right, which is seems to be a new social media site. I signed up to it just so we could have a look, and web design's really nice, everything looks great. So this is another great addition to the Pi network. I'll leave you with my usual shout out for funding for Pi Metaverse. That's about it. You know, we've seen a lot of good stuff here. You know, you've got all the news on tokenization of assets, upgrades to Protocol 19, and what that all means for the Pi network. So lots of really interesting things, you know. Pi's really making some great strides. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, I'll catch you later.